Hail, Sithis. I'm calling from the Dark Brotherhood, and I was wondering if I can speak to Sneaky Scales. Oh, you're his mother? Ah, pleasure to meet you, ma'am. Yes, we work together, and he just hasn't been showing up to work for a while, so I just thought I should check on him. You haven't seen him either? Since when, if I may ask? I see. And has he left a note or mentioned any travel plans? A sudden spiritual calling, perhaps? Ah, you think he might be spending the winter with relatives in Blackmarsh? Let's hope so. No, I didn't mean anything by it. We're just a bit concerned since he hasn't told anyone at work and he is technically still under blood oath. Well, okay. Yeah. Please let me know if he gets in touch or wanders home. His contract backlog is now concerning, and technically, I have to wait 6 full weeks before I mark him as abandoned position. Not that I think that's something he would do, no. Okay, thank you either way, ma'am. Give me a call if you hear anything. Sithis bless.
Thanks for having us again. How have things been around the sanctuary since we last spoke?
So, not great, if I'm being honest. We're facing a bit of an issue with our attrition. We've uncovered this during the last QBR about 2 weeks ago. I was prepping the metrics for the deck when I realized we haven't heard from some of our dark siblings in a while. Tried calling a few numbers, checking in, and most of them turned out to be unresponsive. So I've had to mark them as terminated. Once it was all logged, I realized that our attrition rate climbed up to 46%, which is unusual and operationally straining.
46% is worrying. Do you know what's causing the spike?
It is worrying. Our attrition usually hovers somewhere between 18 and 20%, which is right around the industry standard. This literally happened over the course of 3 months. I am not entirely sure how or why. Our assassins are highly skilled and well trained, so it's really unusual we have so many of them joining Sithis within such a short time frame.
And you believe they're joining Sithis? Not just quitting or changing careers.
Oh, I'm quite certain. It's not that easy to just quit your position at the Dark Brotherhood. There are blood oaths involved. No, our attrition is almost exclusively comprised of people who have perished, whether in the line of duty or under mysterious circumstances.
Well, that's unfortunate. And how is this affecting your day-to-day operations?
Negatively. Contracts have been piling up. Requests keep coming through Asana, and I'm routing them as best as I can. The remaining assassins are regularly working overtime. Mirage Dar has been especially spicy about it. But he's already on Sithis' watch list, so he's welcome to keep talking. I've had to resort to assigning stealth missions to Gogron, which I just know is a bad idea, but I have no other choice. I've even had to take on a couple of shifts because the customers keep calling the sanctuary furious. Some of them submitted their black sacraments over 3 weeks ago and never heard back. So I had to go out. We can't really afford to be losing business over sloppy SLAs.
You've been executing contracts? Are you even trained for that?
Truth be told, no, I am not. I am trained in conflict mediation, benefits administration, and international entity management. But as I mentioned, this is a really lean team and we all pitch in. It's not that I enjoy it, it's usually very overstimulating for me. But I do know my way around a dagger, and we must all deliver when the unholy matron calls upon us. What's possibly worse, and something I'm definitely not trained for, is running payroll. Unfortunately, the guy who used to handle that also disappeared. And while we are actively looking for his replacement, the pay still needs to go out. Let me tell you, I am not comfortable doing math. It's just not my forte. I'd rather take on Antoinette Marie's entire contract backlog than try to figure out the sick pay for someone on phased parental leave.
So what are you doing to address the attrition?
Several things, in fact. First, obviously, we are ramping up our talent acquisition efforts. Lucien has been on many midnight recruiting missions over the past few weeks. We have also considerably lowered our standards when it comes to defining the suitable candidate and are extending the second round invitations much more liberally. Unfortunately, not many of them actually make it past the take home assignment. One got absolutely maimed by a mud crab and withdrew from the process immediately. Another got caught by the Coral Town Guard mid execution. We haven't heard from her since. In parallel, I've been tasked with conducting an internal investigation. Lucien suspects this might be an inside job. He's been moodier than usual and has canceled all of our one on ones since we discussed the hockey stick that is now our attrition graph. So I'm now pulling shift logs, reviewing contract history, even checking people's personal chests, that sort of thing. We haven't announced anything to the team just yet, but they have also noticed some people have gone missing. It's ever so slightly tense around here. Hail Sithis, thank you so much for hopping on this quick sync. I'm just doing a round of routine check-ins across the sanctuary. Nothing major, just keeping a pulse on team engagement, morale, and loyalty to the void. Let's dive in. Question 1, on a scale of 1 to 10, how committed do you feel to the Brotherhood's values? An 8. Great. Just making note of that. No wrong answers, unless Sithis disagrees. Question 2. Have you noticed any unusual behavior among your colleagues lately? Examples might include hoarding poisoned apples, speaking in code, excessive smiling. No? Okay. Just curious. Question 3. Would you describe yourself as someone who's easily tempted by outside offers? Hypothetically, say a robed stranger offered you gold, a promotion, or freedom from the void. How would you respond? Perfect, thank you. Totally hypothetical, of course. Question 4. How many doors are there in the sanctuary? No, not a riddle. I'm just checking for spatial awareness and possible hidden chambers. And question 5, when was the last time you reviewed the 5 tenets? You're not sure. Noted. Thanks again. This was incredibly helpful. Yeah, no worries. This conversation is confidential, unless it needs to be escalated. Sithis bless.
For those unfamiliar, who exactly is the unholy matron?
The unholy matron, also known as the Night Mother, is, technically speaking, the deceased spiritual leader of the Dark Brotherhood. She's also our primary client interface. She rests, eternally embalmed, in a sacred crypt, from which she issues contracts via telepathic corpse whispering. This is a highly secure communication channel, though not GDPR compliant. Her primary responsibilities include receiving black sacraments, marking targets for execution, and maintaining omnidirectional awareness of all betrayal, dissent, and unmet KPIs. She does not move but is considered active. Most of us will never meet her. The listener is the only one authorized to receive her messages. It's worth noting that while the Night Mother is technically dead, she is also in charge. Here at the Dark Brotherhood, we are proud to say that our CEO is a woman in leadership. Undead? Yes. Entombed? Absolutely. But still delivering results centuries later. And frankly, she has better follow through than most living managers I've worked with. To sum it up, the unholy matron is our corpse based executive visionary. She's proof that women can do anything, even from inside an iron coffin. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining today's Dark Brotherhood All Hands. I know it's been a hectic few weeks, so I'll keep it short. Item 1 on the staffing gaps. We are still seeing higher than expected attrition, but we're still hitting our minimum contract coverage quotas, which is good. Thank you to those of you who've taken on additional duties while we navigate these temporary reductions in headcount. If you're feeling overwhelmed, please reach out to HR. We can't technically do anything about it, but it's good to log the data. Number two, on Lucien's availability, our speaker is currently engaged in strategic matters and will be intermittently unavailable through the end of the quarter. Please do not attempt to schedule meetings, leave messages in his office, or inquire about his plans. If you need escalation support, route issues through Achieva or Vicente, unless it's about Vicente, in which case please route them somewhere else. Item 3 on the agenda, Internal Trust and Transparency Initiative. HR has launched a round of routine engagement check-ins to help track morale, alignment, and patterns. If you're selected for one of these conversations, please answer honestly, but also wisely. Just a gentle reminder, feedback is welcome, but a suspicion is logged. Lastly, just to address the sanctuary culture, we know that things feel tense, and that's okay. We're a family, a dark, shadow-bound, dagger-sharing family. But it's important we maintain professionalism even during periods of perceived betrayal and regular disappearances. Please keep common areas clean, refrain from accusing coworkers without evidence, and avoid referring to the night mother as passive-aggressive in public Slack channels. Thank you again for your commitment, discretion, and loyalty during this delicate phase. Let's finish the quarter strong and together. Sithis sees all, especially now.